Thomas Tuchel picks out two Chelsea youngsters for praise after Tottenham draw. Chelsea blew a two-goal lead in their pre-season friendly with Tottenham at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday night, but Thomas Tuchel remained delighted with the contributions of two of his youngsters. The Champions League holders paraded the silverware they won in Porto 2 months ago prior to kick-off and treated their supporters to an impressive display against their London rivals. 2 goals from Hakim Ziyech rewarded Chelsea's initial dominance, but they were ultimately forced to settle for a draw as Spurs roared back into the contest and secured a point in their 3-team Mind Series tournament, which also includes Arsenal, thanks to goals from Lucas Moura and Steven Bergwijn. Chelsea were still missing several key members of the side which overcame Manchester City in May, which handed Tuchel the opportunity to give the likes of Tino Anjorin and Trevoh Chalobah more first-team minutes. Assessing the performance of second-half substitute Anjorin, Tuchel said, "I'm a bit sad because he trained so well for us in the last half year, but the race for top 4 was on, and there were so many decisive matches every 3 days, so it wasn't the time to try stuff with young players. But he always showed his quality in training. When the season ended we agreed he stays for pre-season and he'd get the minutes he deserves." Unfortunately, before the first friendly, Tino was the guy to test positive for COVID and really suffered for 10-12 days. You could see today that it was the first time he was back on the pitch, and it was a lot for him to start with 30 minutes. So he was unlucky with the situation, he had no responsibility for it. So, honestly, I can't really judge him, and what I saw today in 5-10 minutes was very promising again. He is strong, confident, creative, assists and scores a lot of goals in training for us. I just wished we had the possibility to see him against Peterborough, Bournemouth, and Arsenal so he could really make a statement. Now the season more or less starts again. So he has suffered without having any responsibility for it. Thomas Tuchel breaks silence on rumours Romelu Lukaku wants to rejoin Chelsea. Nuno Espirito Santo speaks out on Harry Kane's standoff with Tottenham after Chelsea draw. Arsenal dealt Lautaro Martinez blows. Romelu Lukaku tells Inter he wants Chelsea transfer. The situation is maybe a bit unchanged for him. The most important thing is for him to get fit. He had some trouble to adapt to the intensity. I think he struggles a little from his illness, so we have to be very careful about him. Chalobah, meanwhile, started at the heart of a 3-man defense and Tuchel was impressed with the youngster who also caught the eye in last Sunday's victory over Arsenal. "We know him from Lorient and Chelo has done very well in pre-season," said Tuchel. "We wanted to continue in the back 3, so there was space in the back until Kurt Zouma and Tony Rudiger arrived. Then there was one space left, but then Andreas Christensen, Reece James and Azpi Cesar Azpilicueta are back. Then there is a huge competition for him. He's done very well in both games and within his potential and limits. That was nice to see. He played a good match, I agree." More Thomas Tuchel speaks out on rumors